Welcome to Elevated Camping. Today we have 3 cot tents, 2 tents set up to a cot. One is not really made specifically for a cot. You can just use it on a cot and it happens to fit well for cot camping. One is a tent integrated into the cot, so a true cot tent with a rain fly. The other one is a standalone tent, but is also adaptable to a certain kind of tent. Stick around, we're going to show you all 3 of these options. All right, in today's video, we're going to show you 3 ways to elevate your camping experience. 3 different styles of cot tent camping, 3 different brands, 3 different ways of setting up. Whichever way you think is going to be the best, that's going to be for you to determine. Some have pros and cons over the others. We're going to take a look at all 3 and just see how they stack up against each other. All right, here is option number 1. This is an Australian brand. It's called Kakadu. That's the name brand, and it is the block out stretcher tent. So this is a specific tent integrated into a cot that folds up into a bag. I will post on the screen weights, pack dimensions, and floor dimensions of each of these sleep systems as we look at each one. All right, so first is this Kakadu. It does come with a rain fly that is separate. You just attach it over the regular tent body. Now this one here, you have to supply your own mat. You can do a cot mat in here. I believe it's 30 inches wide. You can do an air pad. So keep that in mind on each of these sleep systems, because one comes with a mattress pad already built in. So this is a very good option. So the Kakadu cot tent is a very good option. Sets up really fast. Keep the rain fly on, take it off. There's a lot of options because there's 3 doors. You can really open this up and let in a lot of airflow. With the blackout material, you can really make it dark in there. All 3 of these options I'm going to show you are waterproof. This is a very cool idea from Kakadu that they've made here. Integrating the tent body to the cot. So you just unfold the cot, pull out the 2 extension poles for the head end, throw on your rain fly, and you're good to go. All right, here's option number 2 on today's video. 3 cot tent setups. This is the Teton. The tent itself is the Vista quick setup 1 person, and it does match up with the Teton's double XL cot. So there are specific bungee loop toggles on the corners, all 4 corners of the tent, and on the front side and the back side that attaches to the cot itself, keeping it in place. And then you also have the option to get an extended version rain fly. So as you see, this goes all the way to the floor, all the way to the ground, I mean, encompassing the cot, creating more storage and keeping things protected. All right, let's take a look at this one. All right, so like I said, this one here is matched up with the Teton Cot 2XL. So this option here, you get the Vista quick setup person, 1 person tent, and you get a regular rain fly that goes with it. You do have to purchase this rain fly, the extended version, to be able to have this set up if you like. It's a $35 option. It's not too bad of an option here. This one here is considerably wider. It's about 35 inches wider, and it's about 80 inches long, and we get a little bit higher peak height than we do versus the Kakadu. So the only thing with this tent is we have 1 door and basically 1 window. So we do really have to keep in mind when we're setting up where the sun is into relation to our camp setup, and maybe some wind direction. So you want to keep that in mind. If it's hot, if it's cold, which direction you're going to set this up. With a Kakadu, it doesn't really matter because you've got 3 windows, 3 doors, and you have a lot more options with that one. So this one here, you're limited on your options. It is a little bit roomier than the Kakadu as far as width-wise and height-wise. And also with this setup, you're going to have to provide your own cot mat or air pad. All right, here's option number 3, elevation camping, or elevating your camping. So like the Kakadu Cot Tent, this one is pretty versatile. We do have windows on all 4 sides. The Kakadu had 3 doors, basically 3 windows. Very versatile and being able to allow airflow and things like that. This one has large door, just like you see here. It also has it on the other side. And of course, all of them have the bug mesh, so you're gonna be able to keep the bugs out and keep it open at the same time. Now this one here is a canvas material. This is another Australian product. It is 23-0 swag. This is the, I'll put it on the screen, the model name of this swag tent, but it is a canvas material. This is the largest pack size, and it weighs the most out of all 3 of these options. But it's the most durable because it is canvas material. All 3 of these options are waterproof. This one is waterproof as well. So this one has 2 large close-up windows inside. So this one here, to guide out, you just do like this. This is very sufficient. So this is kind of a gusset for your, it's kind of like a roof vent, but it's huge. It allows a lot of airflow in there, and you can close that up if you like. So same thing on this side, you got a door. Same thing over here. Just guide out like that. If you need to guide out some more, it comes with more guide lines. That is sufficient that I have found. So dual 900 23-0. All right, real quick here, before we move on with this video, there's something we got to do something here, okay? First of all, give me a thumbs up. Just flip that phone up, push the like button. Come on, man, it's easy to do. Come on. All right, now then, turn the phone back if you're watching on your phone. Comment down below, because at the end of this video, I'm going to get into one of these 3 setups. And I want you to right now comment down below before you get to the end of it, which one of these setups am I going to pick as my favorite? Has a rubber floor. This one comes with a 2.75 inch memory foam pad. The pad in this swag tent stays in the tent. So you close everything up, you roll it up, and that's why it is a bigger pack size than all of these options here. The one that's going to pack down the smallest is going to be the Teton tent, but you still have the pack size of the cot, and it is a double XL cot. Another note for the Teton Vista tent, there is a 2-person version, so with that you would have to get another double XL Teton cot, put those next together, and then that 2-person tent will encompass both of those cots. That's a pretty good option for 2 people. All right, so this one here is a little bit wider than the Kakadu. I think this one is about 32 inches wide, and so it does have this mattress pad that already comes with it. This is a liner that can come off and be washed. Here is the large window on the end here, very large, and you can zip that up. There are pockets, but they're kind of hidden. So they're right there. Let me zip this up out of the way real quick. So there's one there, there's one over there. They are underneath. You can pull these out like that. It will just keep your stuff just kind of in place so it doesn't move around. Not the best idea on a pocket situation, but it is helpful nonetheless. So on this side, same thing. You can really let the air flow in here. Really block it out if you need to. Oh, another good option with this tent is the bug mesh on the end windows opens as well. So you can reach through here, just open that up. If you want to grab something from out there, you can, whatever. It's a nice option to have there. So all three of these options are waterproof. The Kakadu has a really cool option with the blackout or the blockout material. So it really creates a dark sleeping environment. It's pitch black in there even in the middle of the day. This tent here, the swag tent, it is pretty dark when you close it up, but not as dark as the Kakadu, but it is considerably darker than the Teton Sport. So that one doesn't really offer any kind of make it darker inside. It's just regular tent material. So this swag is meant to be on the ground, but it does match up with, I have this Teton Sports Adventurer cot. It matches up perfect with this cot. There are no loops and bungees and whatever to keep the tent attached to the cot itself, but this tent is a little bit heavier because it is canvas. And then you just got out the 2-in gusset windows just to keep everything in place. This really does work well with the Teton Adventurer cot. I already had the cot already, and when I bought the swag, I had that in mind, matching these two up, and it works out really good. All right, let's sum up this video. Pros and cons with the Kakadu Cot Tent. There's a lot of pros. There's very few cons with this one. And I think the only con is it's not quite as versatile as the other two setups. And what I mean by that is the other two are tents on top of a cot. So you can use it as a standalone tent if you want, or put it up on a cot to elevate your camping experience. This one here is just plain elevated camping experience, but it has so many features like the block out material on the underside, creating a really dark sleeping area even in the middle of the day. Waterproof, heat tape seam seals, get you up off the ground, very comfortable. Another con is you do have to provide your own sleeping pad of some sort, air mattress, something like that. You can get away with nothing in there, but it's not very comfortable. To really get a good night's sleep, you're going to need an air pad or a mattress pad of some sort. So that's something to consider with the Kakadu Cot Tent. All right, so pros and cons with the Teton setup. There's a lot of pros with this one because it's versatile. It's very versatile. Out of all three of these setups, this one is probably the most versatile. It is the lightest and probably the cheapest option. The most expensive part of this option is going to be the cot itself. The tent itself, the one-person quick Vista, I think you can find it between $80 and $90. There are some different color options. So this tent sets up real quick and easy to set up, fast setup time. It comes with two options of rain flies. You can have the original rain fly that it comes with, just use it as a standalone tent, or you can purchase the optional extended rain fly to encompass the cot. So one of the downfalls is you're going to have purchase a cot separate, which is the XXL Teton cot. But the tent is made for this specific cot with a bungee loop system all the way around attaching the two. Some of the downfalls is you're going to have to provide your own air pad or cot mattress inside here for additional comfort. It is waterproof, heat tape seam seals, just like all the other two options. You only get one door, so with just that one door of access, that's all you have for airflow. With this extended rain fly, you do get a roof vent on the back, so that helps out a little bit. The regular rain fly that comes with the tent does not have a roof vent in it, but the extended version does have it. And finally, we have the 230900 dual swag tent. This is a canvas tent, so this has a lot of pros and there's some cons to it. So let's mention some of the cons of this setup here is Being canvas is not a con, but it is heavier, so that in relation to the other two setups, this is going to be the heavier setup. It also creates the biggest pack size. It's pretty bulky in its pack size. So this one you can use as a standalone tent, or you can use it on the Teton Adventurer cot, and it works perfect with that cot. So some of the advantages of this swag tent is 2 huge doors on both sides, the 2 huge windows on each end, the gusset windows covering that, blocking out some of the sun, letting in air. You can really air this thing out if you need to. These doors also have grommets. You can set up some tarp poles and create a porch awning, so to speak. So like that. You can do it on the other side. And one thing I needed to mention about the Kakadu is you can do that as well. It actually comes with some tarp poles so that you can set up. You can do either of those doors. Remember, it had 3 doors. You can use any of them with the tarp poles and create that awning like that. If you had additional tarp poles, you can create up to 3 canopies, porch modes with the Kakadu. With this one, you can set up 2. With the Teton tent, you can't do that. There's no canopy option. It's just a door and a regular vestibule door with the rainfly. All right, so all 3 of these setups are very nice way to elevate your camping. The Kakadu is specifically made for elevated camping. The tent is integrated into the cot. The Teton Sport Vista 1-person tent is made for the Teton XXL cot, or you can use it as a standalone tent. Remember, this came with, you can get the optional rainfly with the extended version to encompass the whole cot. Nice option to have. Standalone tent, use it on the cot. More options. Kakadu, 1 option. The 23-0 swag tent, same thing as the Teton. You can use it as a standalone swag tent on the ground, or you can elevate it up on the Teton Adventurer cot. So very versatile in what you could do with this one. Out of these 2, this is going to be the heavier. It is canvas material, has the bigger pack size. Which one is right for you? That's up for you to decide. But if you're looking at some options, these are 3 great options of elevating your camping. Really makes life easier at the campsite, getting in and out of your tent, setting things up. You don't have to get down on the ground on your hands and knees anymore. It's just a really nice option to have. All right, here we are at the end. 3 great elevated camping options. Kakadu block out, keeps it nice and dark, elevated, specifically for cot camping. Multi-purpose Teton Sport tent on the cot. The 23-0 swag on a cot. 3 great options, but I got to choose one. What's it going to be? It's like Goldilocks, right? It's like the 3 little bears. It's like 3 different. Anyway, all right. So we got the 23-0. Oh man, that's a good one. Good one. Kakadu. Which one am I going to get into? All right, here we go. All right, if you picked the 23-0 swag tent, then you were correct. I'll tell you, it's very hard to choose between the 3. Each one of them has really unique and specific qualities that I really like. And you can't go wrong with either of these 3 options. You really can't go wrong. Especially the Teton with the versatility, standalone tent with the cot. The Kakadu, I mean, it is what it is. It's a cot tent. That's exactly what it is. That's what it's meant for. But it is so easy to set up. It's a little bit smaller pack size and weighs less than this setup. So out of the 3, the Teton is going to be my least favorite. I have camped in it before. I've camped in this one before. I have not camped in the Kakadu. That one's relatively new to me. I haven't had an opportunity to camp in that one yet, sleep overnight. I did, however, take a nap in it with an air pad at the house. Very comfortable, very cozy, and it was there in the middle of the day on the front porch. I mean, sun, full sun. It really blocks it out. It's very, very cool. So that is a close second to this setup, you know. And so the advantage of the Kakadu over this one, smaller pack size, probably a setup time about the same amount of time and ease of setting up. This one you do have 3 poles. You got 2 loop poles on the end, and you have a spreader ridge bar here pole. What I like about this one is it comes with the 2.75 inch memory foam pad already. I don't have to think about adding an air pad or cot mattress like I would the Kakadu. I would have to bring something extra. I would have to air it up. This one here, it's already integrated into it. It is super, super comfortable with the cot and this pad. That's all you need. It's plenty of insulation in the cold. There's no cold radiating through the backside. You don't need any additional blocking of the cold underneath of this. It's very sufficient. I really like the huge doors, being able to make a canopy, and the Kakadu does the same thing. It has 3 large doors, where this one has 2. But there's something about this one, I think it's because there's no head or foot end. The Kakadu has a head and foot end. And the foot end is pretty short. This one is the same height all the way across. I feel like if I need to make adjustments down by my feet area, I can lean forward and I'm not going to be really scrunched down like I would be in the Kakadu trying to make adjustments. I think just versatility with this one over the Kakadu is what I like. I can set this one on the ground. I can set it up in the bed of my truck. I can put it on the cot. The only bad thing is the pack size and weight. That is the major downfall of this. But it's because of the canvas material, and I think that's why I like it the most. I really do like the canvas material. It just offers more rugged, sturdy, holds the heat in, blocks the cold out. In the summertime, it really helps block out UV rays. The Kakadu will do the same, but this is just more sturdy and more waterproof, I think, than the Kakadu will be. I think longevity, this is a good option. I really do like the 23-0 swag tent. Well, there you have it. Did I choose the right one? For me, I think I did. It's going to determine what I'm doing. If I'm coming out into my truck and camping overnight out here at LBJ National Grasslands, I'm probably going to grab this setup. If I'm going to go out into my side-by-side somewhere in Colorado or something, and I want to camp out overnight, I'm going to take the Kakadu. It packs down smaller and it's lighter weight. It will fit into my side-by-side much easier than the pack size of this. Plus, I have to carry this cot as well. That's just one piece of equipment and an air pad. So it's really easier to throw that into the side-by-side than it would be to this. And as far as the Teton, you could just throw that tent into the side-by-side and go camp in it. The cot creates a little bit bigger pack size and weight, just as this one does. So if you're car camping, the Teton is a good option because you do have the cot. The cot is a pretty good pack size. All right, well, I hope you chose the right one. Which one I chose, that's all right. You can go ahead and comment down below which one you prefer if you like. Also, just comment what you like about each one and what you dislike. But for me, I think this is probably my go-to choice, especially car camping. If I'm going to be doing something specific in the side-by-side, I think I'll go with that Kakadu. The Teton, I think, is a good secondary sleep system for maybe a friend or something, or if there's 2 of you with your spouse, my wife comes out and we want to do simple camping, we can bring these 2 options, and I'll just let her choose which one she'd rather sleep in. But if you give the choice to me, I like this one. All right. Adios.